Hello, so this is the sixth video that I will be doing today, and yes, I am doing it in my makeup, and no, I don't care. Oh, hello, phone. Okay, anyway, I have been having a seriously depressed day, which is what this is all about, because when I get, really down, sometimes the only thing that can get me out of it is to do something artistic, and I also have a really hard time getting the amount of motivation it takes to do artsy things. Um, so the reason why this is my sixth video today, and still the only one that you're probably going to see ever, is because I was such a mess today, such a mess with depression. I hit a level of just bad. Um, and I spent a good long time trying to pull myself out of it, doing whatever I could think of, getting out of the house, going over to a friend's. I tried to eat, um, and things just weren't working for me. I even talked to my mom, and things were still kind of bad. And then when I was really hitting my lowest, suddenly I get a phone call from my mom, and she had pulled her car over and stuck the phone out the window so that I could hear the spring peepers, which is my favorite part of living in the country, is that when it hits spring, there are spring peepers, and you can only hear them for like a week or two before they get old enough that they stop peeping, making the peeping noise. And it's such a beautiful. It's like a choir of chirping, and it's frogs. Is what it is. It's baby frogs, and it's such a beautiful sound. And my mom knows that I love them, and she knew that I was having a horrible time. And she called me and stuck her phone out the window just so that I could hear the spring peepers, and I immediately burst into tears, just knowing that she loved me so much. She loves me so much, and I love her so much. And then she continued driving home, and when she got home, she called me back from the house, and she and I had a good long talk uh, while I was doing the makeup thing, and I had a good cry, which is why you got some of this streakage going on here. Uh, just had a good long cry with my mom, and she helped me through like she always does. Um, said before in the inconvenient truth rant that I had, um, that it sucks for people who know me to see me be incredibly broken and know that there's nothing they can do to fix it. And that's kind of having my mom just acknowledge the fact that she was sorry that I was in pain and that she wished she could do something to fix it, but that she knew I had to just feel what I was feeling and that it was okay for me to cry. That woman is an angel. She is a saint. She is everything in this world that I could ever hope to be, that anybody could ever hope to be and should ever strive to be. That woman is miraculous. And I was telling her about how frustrated I was because most of the time when I'm starting to feel happy or something happy happens in my life, I prepare myself for the ultimate fall, because the way that my depression works is that I can't sustain a happiness. My mind immediately tries to balance it out, and I plummet. And lately, I've been really, really happy. And people always try and tell me that my life doesn't have to be the way that it is, that I can sustain happiness, but once I love myself enough and realize that I deserve happiness, that things will just fix themselves, and someday I will get that happiness. And it frustrates me when they say that, because they make it seem like it's such a choice for me, and it's not a choice. To be this way, and to live this way, and to feel this way. And so this particular time in my life recently, I've been very, very happy um, in a way that I don't ever remember being happy. And so, and the fall wasn't coming. It wasn't coming, and it wasn't coming. And even in my frustrations, even in my anger, even in the bouts of little depression that I was having, I hadn't plummeted the way that I did today. And so I was starting to believe what everybody had been telling me, and I had let my guard down and not prepared myself for the fall. And now, since I had been so very happy, so much happier than I'm used to, the fall was that much harder, and I hadn't prepared myself for it. So today was just excruciating. The longest day. The longest day. I couldn't get myself. I kept thinking, I just need to go to bed, but my body knew it wasn't time to sleep. Um, so it just was the longest day. I couldn't feel like I was getting anywhere. The day just kept dragging on. And I told my mom, I was like, I don't think that these people realize the damage that they're contributing to when they tell me that I should not expect the fall, that I should um, continue to accept the happiness and live in the happiness and just not expect the fall. It causes damage. It does. And I don't know who's ever going to watch this vlog that I'm doing, but if you have a friend who has clinical depression and they are medical resistant and they tell you this is how my life is and the fall always happens, don't ever tell them that someday the fall will stop happening. It may sound like hope to you, it may sound like you're instilling them with something hopeful, but what you're doing is you're setting them up to get really, really hurt. And that may sound very cynical and that may sound very depressing in and of itself, but to be honest, had I been prepared the way that I usually prepare for this kind of thing, today may not have been so very bad. Um, and I'm a little bit pissed now. I've surpassed the depression. I'm into the anger phase. I'm really pissed at the fact that I'm pissed at myself for letting my guard down when I know better. I should know better. I've been dealing with this since I was 12, and the people who are telling me all this stuff, they don't deal with the depression, or they do, but they have a different kind of depression. So to be fair, they don't really know what they're talking about in my case. And so I'm mad at myself for giving into that, and but I'm a little bit mad at them for not taking me at my word, for assuming that I don't know what's best for me, for assuming that I don't understand what I've been living with for almost what, so it's been 14, almost 15 years. You know, this is my life, and I understand how it works. So don't ever assume that I'm just indulging, or I just don't love myself enough, or that, you know, whatever. I know how my life works. I know how my brain works. I know how my emotions work. So just, you know, let me prepare myself. Don't think that I'm missing out, because I do love completely and I do indulge in the happiness completely. But I keep that little bit of me going, just be safe. Just remember that the fall is coming, because the fall does come. Now, I'm also aware that after the fall happens, I am capable of having an upswing, of going back to being happy, and that's what gets me through. So just, you know, let me accept my truth. Don't tell me that I'm wrong, that sort of thing, because that pisses me off so very bad. Anyway, so I am pulling out of this depression, woohoo, and a lot faster than I expected to, considering how very bad it was. It was so very bad today. And I don't know what this particular video should be, what I should be trying to get out there, but the thing is that it has been such a bad day that in literally 12 hours, because it started at 9:30 this morning, literally 12 hours, I have done 6 video logs, and this is the only one that I'm able to put as public, because all the other ones were just so filled with all that darkness and depression that I do have and that I do deal with. And maybe someday I will be comfortable letting people see that side of me. But it's not a pretty sight. It's not something I'm terribly comfortable with. I usually only let people that I know and love and care about see that. People who I trust, really, see that part of me. And so I wanted to get that out there, that if you guys have a friend who is like me, don't ever tell them that they don't know what's best for themselves. And um, also wanted to, just give an awesome shout out to my mom. I'm going to end with a happy little story. When I was a little girl, my mom is a nurse. I'm going to start with that. My mom was a nurse. And when I was a little girl, anytime that I fell down and got a boo-boo, my mom would kiss it twice. Kiss from a mommy, kiss from a nurse. It will get better twice as fast. And, as an adult, 26, almost 27-year-old adult, living on my own 3 states away, my mom can still do that over the phone with my emotional boo-boos. My mom can make me feel better twice as fast because she's a nurse and she's a mom, and she's the best mom, and I love her so much. And so that's the happy note that I'm ending on, and I'll see you guys again later.